Hey guys, Allison here. Today's going to be our first day on Wonderland Farm, and what I'm going to do is walk you through how to make the most efficient use of your time on this very first day. Basically, in order to set yourself up to complete the community center in as close to a year as possible while actually making a little bit of money at the same time, what you're going to have to do is get yourself really set up the first few days, week, and season. So the first thing we're going to do is get the free 15 parsnip seeds from Mayor Lewis. Little something to get me started. And then what you're going to want to do every single morning is check every single station on the TV in your room here. So you want to check the weather report. This will tell you what the weather is going to be tomorrow, so you can plan ahead for things like whether it's going to rain, all that kind of stuff. So tomorrow is going to be a beautiful sunny day. And the fortune teller is telling us what our luck level is going to be today. So they're in good humor. We're going to have a little extra luck. So it's a good day basically to go out forage. You'll catch better fish. They'll be easier to catch, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to do any of that today, but it's good to know every single day that you're playing. And then for living off the land, I'll give you most of these tips without having to look at it, but it's always good to check every day. Basically, chop wood and search for wild forage to earn some cash while waiting for your first harvest. And that's exactly what we're going to do in these first few days here. All right, so when you first get out, what you want to do is clear a space to plant those parsnips as close as you can to the front of your house, and you don't want to waste any movement here. So that's 3, 4, 5. Meanwhile, we can size some weeds using the scythe. 6, 7, 8, 9. Clear this piece of rock. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, so what we're going to do, actually I'm going to do 16 because we picked up a wild seed. So in the course of your foraging today, if you get any of those, plant them, okay? All right, so 16. So now we're going to go and plant all of these 15 parsnip seeds. And the one wild seed. Side this little bit of grass here and picked up a fiber. Now what we're going to do is go through and water all of those seeds so they can start growing. Like I said, try not to waste movement. So if you're not all lined up to water something, don't press the button yet, because if you do, you see on the left there that energy bar is going down. In the first couple days, you are going to lose energy really, really quickly, and you want to be very precise in what you're trying to accomplish. All right, so our next goal for the day is we want to get 50 pieces of wood so we can store stuff before we even leave the farm to accomplish our next few tasks here. So we're gonna walk around and chop these little pieces of wood until we get up to 50. In the meantime, you can scythe any fiber that's around, because using the scythe does not take any energy, so that doesn't sort of leach your energy away, but you're still clearing a path for you to walk more efficiently. All right, so as we're doing that too, what we want to do is basically clear the areas to the exits of the farm. So up here on the north is the first direction that we're headed. So that's kind of why I'm moving in this path over here. We don't need a ton of space to farm yet, so it really doesn't matter if we go toward the south here. What we're really trying to accomplish is just getting a way out on both sides so we can be moving around freely in the next day or two here. A little froggy jumping around there, pretty cute. All right, so we're 10. All right, so meanwhile, what we're gonna do is, walk back this way, and then also make sure that we clear the area to this side of the farm. There's really not a whole lot in the way here, but we can scythe away some of these weeds. Grab a few of these, oopsie, went too far. So make sure you know what you're actually selecting before you start doing it, because if I'm swinging my pickaxe or watering things or hoeing things when I want to be chopping wood, that's just a waste of energy for the day. Oops, see, I just made that mistake. Don't do that. So what I'm going to do, and this is a little tip that you guys can all use, is As you see, I kept accidentally hitting the hoe, or I did it 1 or 2 times as I was trying to chop wood. Move the scythe next to the tool that you're using. That way you're not going to make accidental hits. You can actually move all of your tools kind of away from those two and put something like these fibers in the middle. So the worst it's going to ask you to do is like whether you want to eat something or use something, and then the answer will be no. Okay, so instead of doing that, now I can just do this. And like I said, avoid trying to scythe as much grass as possible. The main reason for that is that you're going to, pretty early on here, be trying to building a silo. So you can store all of that rather than it just being a total waste of a resource, because once we get a little bit further down the line, what we're going to be doing is getting some animals. And if you have the silo, you can store hay for them in order to feed them in the winter. Because there's nothing more frustrating than being in the middle of winter and having to pay $50 a pop down at Marnie's house to get the feed for your animal, when you could have just saved yourself from chopping down all this grass, put it in a silo, and then had it basically for free. All right, so we're at 31. It's only 11:50, so we're making pretty good time here. We don't need to accomplish a ton today. Really what we're trying to do is just make enough wood for a box so we can forage as we walk over to Pierre's, meet a few people, and go from there. By the time we accomplish those things, Allison is going to be pretty tired. Oops, see, wasted some energy there. 42, 43. All right, we're getting close. $48. 49. And of course the one I want is, there we go, 50. Okay, so now what we're gonna do with that is make a box. Gonna put it up toward the front of our house so it's easy access, and store everything that we got, which is these 27 fibers and this rock. But before we go, what I recommend that you do is plant these 3 wild seeds. So 1, 2, and 3. Now water them, and basically so far we've gotten 4 free seeds just for going around and doing what we would have done anyway. Now we're gonna head down south through Cindersap Forest, and as we do that, what we're gonna do is forage for some items. We had a pretty good luck day today, so at this point we should at least find a few things.